Alright, so one more time we have spawning on the right side. It is the pink Terran, the faceless Terran. It is Empire.Beasty.
And on the left side, we have the orange Protoss, known as desRow.
Now, I mean, it's cross position. It's Metropolis. This map is big, this map is bad, and this map will come at you when you least expect it if you're not prepared. One of the few maps where you can just split it right down the middle and go for some insane macro styles. So I'm curious to see how players are going to do this. It's going to be a bit more difficult for BC to go for any kind of proxy racks play. And it's going to be a lot safer for desRow. You know, he kind of got cheesed the first two games, sort of. So, you know, he's going to feel a lot more in his comfort zone. And he's definitely got to be feeling a lot more confident after holding off the cheese in the first game. But we are going to see a gas first opener from Beasty, and I think with the airspace on this map, a Hellion drop is definitely not a bad way to start.
Right. So we do have the scout getting sent out for desRow here.
That fast scout, you know, he's like pretty much saying, you know what, I want to see what's going on right now. He's like, I know this is a big map. I know if I macro properly and play a little bit defensively, I'm going to be perfectly fine, and I can get away with, you know, maybe if I wanted to go Nexus first, he's not going to, but he can safely one gate expand. He just wants to know what's going on as fast as humanly possible, and I can't blame him after the first two games.
Yeah, and also I like that it's now cross position instead of the close positions we had earlier, the first game.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see a more epic game than the last two.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, two games that didn't go past 10 minutes. I mean, the last one barely went past 5 minutes, but desRow's going to get in. He's going to say, okay, your barracks is barely about to finish. It's a little late. Okay, you've got gas. You've mined enough gas. He's going to click on that refinery. He knows, okay, he's going to be getting a factory as soon as this bad boy's done. This probe's going to sit there. He's going to be like, okay, I want to see it. I want to see that factory drop, Beast. He's like, man, I don't want to show you, but he has to anyway. He has no Marines out. And in the meantime, desRow's just chilling. He's like, okay, I'm making some probes. Pretty standard practice. Getting my cybercore like a bouse. Beasty's going to continue working on dat wall. The Marine will finish. Be curious to see if he gets an add-on here. We will have a reactor. So this looks like it's going to be a Marine Hellion drop, or just perhaps a double Hellion, a quad Hellion drop if he just swaps that reactor over.
Yes, and
I kind of wonder what desRow's reaction to this will be, right? I mean, he's like, okay, I'm getting this Stalker. He hasn't rallied straight to his opponent's base, so he may be anticipating the drop. He wants to get there very quickly. Yeah, he's sending that Zealot over. Beasty will be walled, but he will have trouble holding this with just Hellions, I feel like. But he is going to go for the Reactor Hellion, which I find is definitely much smarter than going for a Marine with one Hellion at a time into medevac.
yeah.
But he also doesn't have a starport, which I find that a little weird. You know, now he's starting it. You know, he delayed it a little bit, so the medevac will be out late. But we do have the fast expand by desRow. You know, there's some like loud vibrating sound coming. I don't know if that's hitting the stream, but just so you know. And we do have a second gateway, so he's like, you know what? I want to try to get those units out. I'm not going to let you catch me off guard with anything, you know, overly weird. And he's going to make this push with a Zealot and a Stalker. And then two Hellions have actually just left. That ramp is up. Ramp is down. If desRow gets in, no, he won't be able to. But he's going to start attacking this, and I'm curious. He could do a little bit of damage here. He's going to get pinched, though. There's going to be two Hellions in the main, two Hellions outside, and one Marine, so 4 Hellions actually beat a Stalker pretty easily with good micro. So he's going to lose this probe. He's going to lose this Stalker. As I said, yeah, his micro was good enough. He's not going to be able to get anything out of there, but at least desRow knows what he's up against. You know, you should assume he should be preparing himself for a medevac. Should be continuing to produce Stalkers. He's going to get his Robo. Maybe he thinks he's going to be Cloak Banshee, you know. Anything is possible, but no expansion just yet for Beasty. And it looks like he's actually going to be moving into Marine Tank Banshee, so this could be a 1-1-1. He's going to be going for some kind of all-in play, possibly. It's very expensive to run these 3 production structures, so we could see a one-base all-in by Empire.Beasty this game.
Yep, and we do have the rowboat about 75% done for desRow here, and 3 gateways, so.
Now desRow smartly doesn't have any probes. That is natural yet. Wants to force field those Hellions out. Wants to keep everything rolling nice and smoothly. It's also very smart. He stays in his main. We're going to have Hellions elevated up. He's going to be swinging around the back of desRow's base. He has the Stalker and the Pylon in position, so he will see it coming. The question is he going to be able to do enough? I think he has enough Stalkers to stop this. If only, if he just pops this. Beasty says, you know what, I'm just going to drop these Hellions, I'm just going to try to run them in and get some probe kills. I don't really care about your Stalkers. And there's so many probes, it's actually oversaturated. He can get a lot of kills here. He's moving up 4 probes killed so far, now to 7. Picks off the medevac, but their 8 probes have died. And if he tries to move these away, they might line up. And looking at the workers tab here, now even. But the Terran is on one base and does have mules. So with those 8 probes killed, now desRow can double produce probes. I think what's really important is that there are no more Hellions on the map. As far as I can tell, there's one back home, or back somewhere. It's
and I believe the observer of desRow did, in fact, see this Banshee coming across the map, so maybe he didn't see that, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's no cloak, right? He's going to come in here, he might get a probe or 2, possibly 3 at the absolute worst, I think, but these Stalkers are going to immediately step up. This Banshee so far all killed 1 probe, he gets a 2nd. Oh, no, doesn't actually get that probe kill, so that Banshee, 2 probes? I'm not sure... Yeah, not the most effective. He's actually going to cancel that robotics bay and just get another gateway because he's like, well, you know what? If you're going to do Banshee 1-1-1 style, actually I feel like a Colossi could have really helped, but he might just go for some Zealot Immortal play, which is, you know, it's going to be what he needs. We have Marine tank push coming. Siege mode is done. He does have the Banshee. No cloak, but he's finally going to be expanding. desRow sees this, and he should have an idea. You know, there's no units at home, right? There's Marines rallied out. He's definitely got to be on his way to my base, and Empire.Beasty is... You know, his body is ready. He's coming.
Yep.
I think this is a blunder. He's getting this 2nd observer. He really needs to get the Immortal out. And now there's sieged up outside of his base. You know, these siege tanks can make mincemeat of these Stalkers so quickly. And he's going to probably lose this gateway. And these bunkers are going to get set up outside desRow's natural. And that's going to be